Howdy, welcome back to Packet Adventures, the Redneck Pet Journal. Today's video is a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about something. Got our Christmas tree right here. Merry Christmas, y'all. I mean, it's not Christmas yet, but got our Christmas tree right here. I'm going to be speaking on the Adopt, Don't Shop controversy here on the pettube community. It's a big controversy everywhere, really, but, you know, I'll also be talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's all I'll be talking about. I don't know why I said that. So, a lot of people say adopt, don't shop. Well, if you're just in the market for a companion and you think you can handle it, then I would, for the most part, agree. But I would make some exceptions where I think that it's perfectly okay to buy from a breeder. And I'll be telling you those right now. So, some people may just not be ready to take on the responsibilities of getting an animal from a shelter and not knowing what they've been through, not knowing if they've been abused, not knowing their weird, strange fears. You know, they could have been abused with a broom, so they're scared of brooms, or something like that. So some people may just not be ready to take that on, and I understand that. If you're not willing to give the dog the best life possible, then it would be selfish to actually get that dog, I think. If you're not willing to give it the best life possible, then it would be selfish to get a dog that you can't properly take care of. If you have a high-energy dog and you live in an apartment, that's a little bit selfish. The best thing to do would be to rehome that dog so it can have a happier life on a farm where it can run. Or at least on a house with a big yard like mine. I got a little countryside house. It's not a farm, but it's my dream. I'll be on a farm one day. Which brings us to our next, whatever you want to call it. Our next topic, maybe, I guess. Which would be, some people need to actually buy dogs from breeders to do work. Because, you know, sometimes we want a dog that's a specific breed, a breed that's bred to do a specific job. And we want the specific dog itself to have come from working bloodlines and come from a reputable breeder so he can do work on the farm. And, you know, that's very, very understandable because, you know, the dogs at the pound are usually not from breeders like that. They're usually strays, or they were rehomed or abandoned or something like that. They were rescued, because dogs from breeders like that can be pretty expensive, so most people don't just surrender them to the pound. And a lot of the dogs at the pound are too old to work, have been abused, and are too scared of certain things to do certain work, or just not in the condition to do work, or they just weren't bred for it. They don't have it in their bloodlines. So if you were to buy a, let's use a border collie because they're herding dogs. If you were to buy a border collie from a breeder that bred it from working lines and use it as a herding dog, which is what it's bred for, that's perfectly okay. Now, if you just wanted a border collie as a companion, you can find a border collie rescue. So, yeah, I hoped I could shine some light on this topic and let you realize that buying from breeders should not be demonized, because there are multiple situations where it's very okay and very acceptable and very, you know, understandable why somebody would do that. I have 7 dogs myself, and actually none of them came from a breeder. One of them was a rescue, and all the rest were actually born from my dogs are their parents. So, yeah. I'm not a breeder. My dogs only had 2 litters. And I wanted to keep some of her puppies. So we didn't sell the puppies, and they were actually accidental pregnancies. So I definitely want to say we're breeders. We got rid of the puppies that we didn't want for free. Just rehomed them for free. And so we're not breeders. We had a couple of accidental pregnancies and kept 3 from each litter, leaving us with 7 dogs. We would have 8, but the dad of our 6 dogs, besides the 7th one, which is the mom, of course, the dad of them, he was 10 years old and he ran away a few months ago. I have dreams that he comes back every single night almost. Kind of pathetic, honestly, but, I had him since I was like 5 years old, so what do you want me to do? Anyways, yeah. So, we have 7 dogs, and we haven't bought any of them from a breeder because we haven't felt the need to, because we don't use our dogs for working or anything like that. Our dogs are just companions. So the one that we actually got on purpose, we did rescue. Chip. We did rescue her. There was a lady, kind of like me, loves animals, had a bunch of animals. She unfortunately passed away, and her husband couldn't take care of all the animals by himself, and they were all going to be taken to the pound. So I got one of the puppies, and now she's my best friend, my baby. So she was a rescue, because yes, the people we got her from, they actually rescued her from the place where they were going to get taken to the pound and everything. And they actually had to convince the guy to give her to them, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure. I wasn't there. I wasn't even there when we got her because she was a surprise for me. And I don't recommend getting a dog for a surprise, but I had already done the research and already wanted one and expected one. And my parents knew that before they got me one. I just didn't know I was getting one that day, but I was ready for one. So if somebody hasn't done a research on a dog, hasn't mentioned wanting a dog, I would definitely not get them a dog as a present. If somebody mentions wanting an animal, especially like your child or something, I would recommend, if you're the parent and they're pretty small and young, I'll recommend you doing research and you understanding that you're going to have to take on a lot of the responsibility because a child doesn't really know how to properly take care of most high-maintenance animals. So I'm getting so off topic here, I don't even know why. I haven't made a video in a long time, so I'm just kind of talking, but I hope I was able to speak some light onto the adopt, don't shop controversy. And if you guys want a video on the difference in animal rights and animal welfare, like this video and leave a comment that you would like to see that video, and I will make it. And don't worry, I'll make other videos starring my animals too, but this is an informative YouTube channel as well, like I said in the beginning. It's fun and silly, like Chip's birthday party video was. And it's also informative because I want people to watch my videos and learn something and become better pet parents for their pets. So, and I don't have a hamster, but I'm planning on getting one, and I'm very educated on hamsters. So I could educate people on hamsters, but I might want to wait till I actually get one. The reason I know so much about them is because I have wanted one, so I have done the research on it. I already have a enclosure for it and everything, but I haven't got one yet, so, and probably won't for a long, long time still. Our house, we've got a lot to work on, inside and outside. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or at least learned something from it. And I hope you guys that were all for adopt don't shop now realize in some situations people can buy from a breeder and it be perfectly okay. When I have a farm, I probably will buy a few dogs as working dogs and then also rescue some probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch more dogs than I already have when I have a farm. But I probably, when I have a farm, will buy some working dogs, some herding dogs, some guard dogs, for my farm, and then rescue all the companion dogs that I get on my farm. So, I hope I was able to shine some light on this topic, and I hope you guys are more open-minded to buying from breeders now, because, people buy $1,000 horses for racing and stuff like that, when there's horses that need to be rescued. Any kind of animal that's commonly owned by people, there's some out there that need to be rescued. Just look it up. There's horse rescue sanctuaries for just horses. Any animal like that that's commonly owned as pets, you can find one that needs to be rescued. And people pay thousands of dollars for a horse to use for racing, so there's no difference really. I kind of agree more with doing it with dogs because of the breeding lines, the bloodlines that I explained all that. But it can be very acceptable to do that with any animal, to buy any animal that can be used for working, or if you just are not ready to take on, like I said, an animal from the pound. This video has been a lot longer than I intended. If you watched it all, congrats. If you didn't, I don't blame you. As long as I helped some people become better pet parents and be more open-minded in the pet community, that's really what I'm on this YouTube channel for. So, anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Pack Adventures, the Redneck Pet Channel. See you next time, guys.